Hey everybody, Rich Lovell with the Baseball Barn in Vacaville, California. Master Instructor of the Epstein Hitting System and Online Hitting Academy. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. And then at the end, give me a thumbs up for a like. So recently I did a video, field drills, and I wanted to kind of carry that one step further and talk about exaggeration and then wrong versus right. And part of this stems from a newsletter I get from a particular other instructor that talks about certain things that aren't good to use anymore, which he used for years. So this is the way I look at some things. After I've got this player understanding how they start feeling in certain positions and what their body should do next and so forth, without obviously having to make adjustments to pitches, we're just talking about specific locations. I start talking about exaggeration and wrong versus right with them. And they kind of go hand in hand. What I'll do is I've got a player right now that's working on exaggerating the knob back to the catcher. And I'm not telling her to turn her shoulders really far back. I'm not telling her to push her hands back. But what I'm trying to get her into is a little more tilt in the front shoulder, just slightly in, and the knob really back and maybe off the shoulder of the catcher as opposed to kind of directed towards him. We know that in a game that's not going to translate, meaning that when she gets in a game, she's probably going to land in the proper position, and this is proving now that her knob is towards the catcher. So that's the exaggeration part of it. So I have them exaggerate, front shoulder down. Maybe sometimes for the kid that's always really narrow, I'll have them exaggerate their stride, still maintaining proper static and dynamic balance and so forth. Then what I'll do is come back around and say, hey, let's look at this from the wrong way versus the right way. If the feeling, if I'm like this when I land in my launch position, this is the wrong, all right? My front shoulder's up, my knob is pointing out towards right field. I have no torque. I'm not creating a lot of ground force. Let's kind of go back and, hey, remember how that felt before? Yeah. Kid will tell me. And then the next thing I'll say, let's do it the right way. And they'll come back in and they'll do it the right way. There's the difference of feeling right there. The wrong way feels like this. Here's what the right way feels like. I can speed that up, slow that down. I can over-exaggerate versus, again, going into the wrong position. If I tell them, hey, your launch looks great, but the back elbow is starting to slot too soon, and if you'll pay attention real close to this hand here, everything comes up, palm starts going up like that, and next thing you know, the barrel drops down here. As they start getting a little bit better and we go through these short positions that connect the mind and body a little bit better, then I'll tell them, hey, do that the wrong way again. And then there they are, and they're like, oh, that makes so much more sense. And the little light bulb goes on, they have that aha moment. So again, if you're working drills, you need to slow that stuff down. You need the players to understand what they feel like when they're doing these drills. Sometimes you need to exaggerate for certain players, whether it be stride or distance between instep, knob to the catcher, excuse me, hand location or position. And then start comparing that wrong versus right so they can start understanding the feeling of what one feels versus the other. I think this will help you out a lot, and definitely your players. So if you like that, hope it helps you out. Leave your comments and questions below. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe, share it with everyone, and we'll see you on the next video.